F?
Yep, Group F, Series 5.
Game 2.
And, yeah, alright, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Alright,
Yep.
three,
Alright.
two, one, go. This is Rekrul against Trozz. Game 2 is going to be on Heartbreak Ridge, so I assume that Trozz chose that to do some sort of speedling all in, and I think Rekrul spawned as Protoss this time.
Yep, so Rekrul is the yellow Protoss on the left-hand side, and Trozz is the red Zerg on the right-hand side. And back to Heartbreak Ridge again. Every time I see Protoss versus Zerg on this, I always think of those slow Overlord Lurker drops from that old yellow game.
We still haven't seen them, have we?
No, and the cliff is so short that I feel like slow Overlord drops are, or like the map is ripe for them. But I guess we'll just never see them until, we forget about it completely, and then someone will do it in like a semi-final and I'll be blown away.
The great thing about the Overlord drops in chat is just so many positions that you can do it. You can do it up in the back door, you can do it like way from the bottom right, you can just go over the cliffs on the left. There's so many sort of short paths airwise into the main. And looks like Rekrul's going to forge FE here, but that's a fucking bizarre pylon. Does that...
Well, the last time we saw the Forge FE here was when HPig said someone had done a surprisingly good job with their wall. And the pylon was about, 8 or 9 blocks down and to the right. Like, it was to use that, like, relative choke there. But I suppose if you use the Nexus to wall...
Maybe. Yeah, maybe
like,
he's going to use, like, the Nexus to wall.
around it.
Yeah, they have to run around, and this way you can have cannons that actually defend the back ramp as well as the front. But it's going to be really vulnerable to Hydrobusts and the like, because the cannons are probably going to be... there's not going to be much space for many cannons. Yeah, you're right, he's going to wall with the Nexus. This is really cool. I don't think I've actually seen this before on this map. Have you seen this before, Probon?
Oh god, no.
Oh god! Alright, and once again we have a 9 over something pool. I actually didn't see it.
I went for pool first, like at 11.
11. Oh, okay, so that's a weird timing, but anyway.
Well, as soon as he saw Rex probe, he just kind of assumed he'd get his hatch blocked and drop to pool.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's one of those things that I remember watching Noni against Mondragon, I'm gonna say, in the TSL 2. And Noni was like assuming that Mondragon would assume that Noni would bring a probe out, so he went for Forge first and didn't scout, and then Mondragon just went 12 hatch because he assumed that Noni would assume that he wouldn't 12 hatch and would therefore Forge first. Like, it was this mind game thing. So I guess that's what. But this here much more direct. Just seeing the probe, dropping the pull, and with 2 cannons, Rekrul is going to be pretty safe here. Unfortunately, it's kind of weird because this first cannon is actually kind of exposed, and without the second
is
cannon,
Trozz mining out the back minerals? Oh yeah.
Yes, he is.
And he's mining
What a
them from
common sight.
mining them from the inside, which is pretty cool.
I don't think we've ever seen this happen before.
Yeah, man,
Someone's going to use a back door.
Unfortunately for him, I mean, Rekrul's cannons pretty much protect the back door as well as the front, so...
The back door is so common in this league so far that we've actually managed to see someone use a back door on a map that didn't have one.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Rekrul backdoored Mizu on Andromeda.
War Mizu.
Oh god.
I saw you giving him shit on ISE before. Wait, was it ISE or in the thread somewhere? Something about, oh no, it was Tupacalypse was making jokes about Mizu flying 10 CCs everywhere to deal with potential threats.
Yeah, he went mass CC.
Yeah.
The best part was when people started demanding a Mizu first-person VOD. I talked to him on Twitter yesterday, and he said he's not sure if his laptop can record one, but he's desperately trying.
Mizu trying to cash in on his success, and we have a lot of Zerglings here. And
Zergling
I think Rekrul's going to die.
A rake load of Zerglings.
He's going to die. He doesn't have a wall.
If he runs directly in through the back door, he's only going to get hit by 1 cannon as all of those Zerglings charge by.
He could just walk in the front and kill him, because, I mean, if you have like 12 Zerglings and there's just 2 unprotected cannons, you can just win the game.
Now he's got a cannon in his mineral line, he's going to have to sell it up. I mean, he could lose the natural. Maybe.
No, I think
Probably.
he's in much more trouble at the main with one cannon and one zealot against that many Zerglings. Like,
It's gonna be. It'll depend on his micro here, and this cannon maybe just
they
will
come.
get up in time. And yeah, Zerglings are gonna come in. There's one zealot out, and the cannon
Straight into the
ineffectually attacks a couple of lings. There gets two of them, but he's really gonna have to block well with the probes here to do well. But I think Rekrul,
no, he's done it.
Trozz just wasted his advantage, potential advantage there.
Oh, he can. I thought he could pick off the gas, but he can't.
Yeah,
No, this is,
Rekrul definitely expecting the back door and has basically just said, well, fuck walling, I'll just make some cannons, man. And that actually seems to have worked. I still feel like Trozz could have made an extra like round of Zerglings and just walked in the front and like attack moved before that third cannon came up. Because two cannons are kind of flimsy. Like, cannons really don't have that much health, and if they're not protected by a wall or something like that, they can really just die quite quickly to Zerglings who have really high
is that
DPS.
Trozz has taken his third base already. Like, whatever about the Lings not working, he's got Rekrul kind of locked in at the moment.
Yeah, and he does have a pretty healthy amount of drones. I mean, not a lot, not as much as he'd have if he didn't try that, but he does have at least 20.
Wow, Rekrul kind of overreacting a little bit here. Has 3 cannons now in his main base. Potentially, and he's actually going for a scout first. In the meantime, Trozz is just getting regular Hydra upgrades, probably just going to go for some sort of 5-hatch Hydra play, which should be pretty effective against this, because he spent so much money just protecting his main from 4 Zerglings. That I think that, despite the fact that Trozz literally killed nothing, actually was quite effective. Another 2
And he's
cannons
still
at the
building
natural.
cannons.
Jesus.
He is 100% paranoid. He's going scouts.
Yeah. It's like
Second target on the way.
it's like the last
maybe-
game that he played against Zerg as Protoss in this map. Like, he just got mass cheesed or something, and he's got like PTSD, and it just like triggered, and he's like, shit, cannons, 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 or something like that, because it's way too many, and that's gonna really set him behind tech-wise.
At the same time, how many Hydras does Trozz have? 2, 3?
You really don't need that many
2.
Hydras to hold off a scout, though. He should be able to get a couple of easy Overlord picks, but that's going to be just about it. He has got a probe in the top left, probably going to take an expansion after he kills this this Overlord, try and get some sort of economic advantage. Although, no, the scout goes back down. Maybe he's just scouting for potential Zerg expos. And just assuming the third exists or something like that. I don't know.
Well, Overlord speed is on the way. What is it? Pneumatized Carapace?
Yeah, so, I mean, despite losing a couple of Overlords here, scouts are a pretty big investment, and unless they have a secondary purpose as well, I feel like it's not really worth it over just getting a Corsair, which could do pretty much the same thing, and is actually a little bit faster.
I think he's really banking on some heavy scout play coming up. He's got 2 Stargates, he's got +1 coming out.
Oh my god.
Maybe the cannons
It's the
aren't so
+1
much
air.
fear as bravado, and he just wants to mass scouts.
Alright. And yeah, he's expanding to the bottom right, but there's an Overlord there, and I'm pretty sure you can see that. I'm just gonna have it check here. Oh, it's just out of vision range. He might have seen the probe go in, and there are some Hydralisks. He might actually, yeah, just go and kill it. Looks like he's gonna do that. Unless he's just trying to hide the Hydralisks. But yeah, I mean, considering he's got Lings in the main, he's definitely seen the 2 Stargates, so he's going to assume Mass Sair or Mass Scout or something like that, and looks like he's not going to let... I think it looks like Rekrul was just trying to hide an Expo so that he could get like some sort of economic lead and just defend with lots of cannons, but not going to work. And now Rekrul just has like 5 scouts. And looks like he'll just take the top right, top left instead. Fair enough.
Rekrul's favourite Trozz is pretty heavily supply blocked. Like, they've been doing their job in that respect.
And yeah, scouts probably going to get picked off in the middle here, just flying away. But the thing is, they're slow scouts. They're really, I mean, Hydras can catch up and kill them if they want to. He's going to have to be really careful here. And actually grabbing a Robo now, it's probably going to be Reavers, I guess, to go with his scouts. And there's a lot of cannons coming up from Rekrul, but I don't know if it's enough. I mean, they're sort of these cannons back from the Nexus. If Trozz is just patient here and sort of stands back and picks off the cannons one at a time, I mean, scouts.
And the scout got some.
Yeah.
And all of the cannons get cancelled. My god.
Yeah, kind of a silly build here from Rekrul, and I guess Trozz was just like, well, fuck you, I'll just kill you then. And it's gonna be touch and go whether Rekrul actually survives here. I honestly don't think he can. Just because
well, I suppose
scouts suck. And
but though, at the same time, it shows you the cost of bravado. Like if, as you said, there's a certain amount of kind of flair or showiness to the feeling of seeing the proxy barracks and saying, "No, fuck it, I can do this. I can 12 patch anyway." This is what happens when you then play that person and say, "No, fuck it, it's why not?" Here you go.
And it's going to be interesting if, let's just say, for example, Rekrul gets taken out here, which I assume he's going to. I mean, he's fighting with the probes here, has a couple of cannons up, but the damage has been done, you know. The Nexus is down. He's only got one base mining to the 3 of Trozz, and Trozz isn't letting up here, you know. His Hydra's rallying across the map. He's got Overlord speed, so, you know, DTs or whatever won't be able to save him. He might get a Reaver out and survive on one base, but that's going to be it.
He can pick off the Forge without being in range of the cannons, so no more cannons.
That being said, I have watched Rekrul games before when I've decidedly thought it was over, but it wasn't. And he has got this base in the top left just starting up now, so he could potentially, you know, bunker down at this one base and make Trozz assume that it's just one base when really it's not. And Reavers can be really effective against Hydras, so I mean, it's going to be up to Trozz to scout well here and make sure he doesn't fuck this up.
He's built a big lodge of cannons in that choke point, so like, it's going to be a pain to move into his main anyway. Like, I can very well see Trozz just kind of letting it sit a few minutes, and with second base, that's going to be a real problem. Interestingly,
Trozz's drone count is fucking terrible.
That's just how he likes it.
If Rekrul can just ferry out these probes into the top left and be on 2 bases again, I honestly think economically he'll be fine. I mean, he's still 20 supply ahead. That's how few drones Trozz has. I mean, Trozz is basically just a few Hydras and a couple of drones at each base. He really needs to start either droning up again or actually just killing Rekrul, because it could be easy.
I think the real problem for Trozz now is that Reaver at the choke is just like what is he to do against that? Like, Hydras against Reavers is one thing, but Hydras against Reavers packed together by 2 cliffs is grotesque.
Yeah, really needs to be getting drop here, I think, would be the best response. And yeah, Rekrul ferrying his probes to the top left expansion. It's like he tried to take the bottom left as well, but was scouted by Trozz. But I think Trozz has an idea that Rekrul's taking this top left. I think he took out the Hidden Expo, you know, took out the probe at the bottom left. He probably thinks that he's got Rekrul on one base and that Rekrul is just being a bit stubborn, you know, because of the easy win that he had in that first game. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to drop your guard in situations like this where you've got a lead and you just kind of assume your opponent's on just the one base or whatever.
Oh, well, Trozz is mass moving his Hydras, so I can only assume he knows about that.
He's just going for the scouts, actually. The scouts took out a drone in the middle in the 12 o'clock position. But yeah, if this probe gets scouted, I think Trozz is going to be fairly fucking suspicious.
Shuttle speed is just about done as well. Oh, it's just done now.
And the drone sees it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's a base here. Whoops.
And immediately all the Hydras change direction.
So yeah, he's going to have to bring the Reaver down ASAP. Or this base could potentially just die really, really quickly. But he has 3 Reavers out now. Has a second robotics bay coming down as well. And in the meantime, Trozz is getting up tech. He's got a Queen's Nest almost done. Has a Spire. Could potentially go into Mutalis and try some harass that way. Or could just be for trying to scourge shuttles and things like that.
He's still producing an enormity of Hydralisks as well. Like, I don't think this plan has any kind of chance of slowing down. There are 2 Reavers in behind all those cannons in that base, so it's not like Rekrul has any kind of real weaknesses from that mass Hydra ground approach. Like,
and Trozz taking
honestly,
the 12
I can't see
o'clock as well.
I can't see Trozz winning it without taking to something different. Like,
I don't know, with Hydras, I mean, Reavers are great at defending choke points like this, but when you actually come to move out against a Zerg, you really need an army to go with the Reavers, and you need to control them really well, because Hydras, if they get enough room to kind of spread out and just like close in on a Reaver, they can easily kind of take it out, you know, with minimal losses, depending on, you know, the luck of the Reavers and whatever like that. It looks like Trozz forgot to mine at the back door and actually has drones glitching around the back behind his natural. So that's a little bit silly. This map is pretty bad for that, and the Hive is coming up, so we'll get to see some Hive tech out of Trozz. And this is just the Rekrul spirit. It just never gives up, man. Just
what I have to say is very interesting is that, do you see the scattering of Trozz's units around outside where Rekrul's natural was? Like the scouting is excellent for anything going out of there. Like, and some of them have been taken out now that he's to take his natural, but like Trozz knew instantly the moment he wanted to take that base again. Like it's such a tiny thing to do, but it's so nice when people actually do it.
Yeah, and next it's going down now, so it's going to be up to 3 bases now for Rekrul. His main is actually literally completely mined out, so I guess that's what prompted this move. Looks like he might just go for some kind of big 3-base attack here, because I don't know how well he'll be able to defend the top left, but it seems like he's fairly confident with Reavers. And
yeah,
at the same time, Trozz is taking the 5 o'clock alongside it. Like he's stockpiled 1,000 gas as well. I'm kind of curious as to what kind of high tech he wants to buy.
Dear God, there's so many fucking Reavers. That is so scary. Can you imagine if Trozz actually attacked into that? Like the bloodbath? Holy shit.
Well, it's no more Reavers than he had before. He's repositioned almost all of them from the top base. Oh my god, no, he has another 3 in his main, along with the Corsairs that he's just started building.
What? Where?
He's got 3 Corsairs over the Reavers in his main.
Oh yeah. But I mean, he's definitely going to need them, because it'll depend on what high-tech Trozz goes for here. I would probably suggest Guardians, because there's so many Reavers that you honestly don't want to attack that with the ground army. Like, you just...
Well, he's researching the lurker aspect now, like he just this moment started lurkers.
So he got a hive so he could make lurkers. Alright, fair enough.
He's also getting dropped now, so he's finally going to lurker drop the main, I assume.
Yeah, and he's getting adrenal glands as well, so it's going to be some sort of lurker link composition, but I don't know how good that is, because, I mean...
Oh, Reavers take out the 7 or the 5 o'clock from Trozz, and the Scourge gets the shuttle after the hatcheries are dead, but it's not too good to him now. And he's just going to mass up a bunch of
He's not going to target it though. He really should target that hatchery down.
That's down.
Oh no.
28 health.
The problem with Reavers like that is when they get down to no scarabs and they're just building and then firing, they don't keep their target. They just target whatever's around them unless you spam click.
Sorry, I'm just not sure what's happening now. Did you just say the hatchery at the 5 o'clock lived?
Yeah. There's one dead hatchery and one alive hatchery.
On mine there are 2 dead hatcheries.
Oh my god, Sejolt, what the fuck?
This is
How does this happen?
Laptop.
What do you do?
What's wrong with your Brood War installation? Seriously.
This is the best thing in the world.
How did it only just bug as well?
Alright, there's Hydras fighting Corsairs. What's happening on your client?
On my client, there's a patch of like a single hex of just black as in unscouted, but it's directly beside 2 Hydralisks. That's at the 12 o'clock.
I see the 2 Hydralisks.
Yeah, there's a single patch of unscouted map
Oh.
beside those 2 Hydralisks on my display.
Okay.
Oh god.
Looks like drops are about to happen.
Big drop.
Yeah. Is that happening on yours? Like the drop is loading up?
Where is this?
Next to Rekrul's base.
That is happening. The drop is moving in.
Yep. Here we
but it's
go.
just one overlord, and there's some Hydralisks moving in on their own at the front.
Oh, that's not happening
They're
yet.
dead now.
But the drop comes in, takes out a Reaver for free, and Rekrul's going to have to bring back some Reavers right away, otherwise he's going to lose the majority of the tech in his main. Actually going to lose his archives just before Storm finishes. That's a real pain. And losing a lot of gateways here.
He's just lost a gateway. Just the one.
Oh.
The Hydralisks are in the main, they're just not attacking anything.
Okay, alright, and the Reavers come back, and oh god, the massacre. Holy shit. He just lost about 15 Hydralisks for 1 Templar dev, but still, he's killed so much tech. I mean, but
at least he only had 2 Templars, so he saved 1 Archon to deal with later.
Yeah, he's definitely going to slow down any push of Rekrul, but, I mean, honestly, is Rekrul actually pushing? Like, I mean, he's taking a 4th base in the bottom left. I mean, does it? I don't think Rekrul really gives a shit. He's got so many Reavers, he's not going to die. He's just taking more and more bases here. And despite, you know, Trozz doing some sort of fancy micro here, trying to do unload-load micro, it's really not doing very much. The Reavers are just eating up Hydralisks for breakfast.
And here's like the first Dragoon of the entire game popping out now.
Alright.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, okay, so you got the goon?
So much about this game is wrong, but it's alright.
Did you see the 6 Reavers in the main killing stuff, or did that not happen?
On mine, he only dropped 4 Hydralisks, so in my game, Trozz is still really far ahead.
Okay, well, in our game, Trozz is back on... Actually, yeah, he's still 10 supply ahead. There's a Queen out for Trozz now as well, and the Corsairs of Rekrul have done very, very little. We'll have to see what other Hive Tech... And it's actually Ultralisks popping out right now. I see 6 Ultralisks making in the main, 3 at the natural...
Oh, well, he doesn't even have an Ultra
and
another... in my game.
It's at the 3rd base. There's actually... The Hive Tech is up here, I missed it before. And
no, like he's not building Ultras and he doesn't have a Cavern at all.
Alright. The thing about this is that, I mean, the best counter to Ultras is by far Archon Reaver. And, I mean, there's a lot of fucking Reavers, and Goons as well are fantastic against just, when you have, like, just a lot of Ultras and you have ways to get rid of all the Zerglings, then just having Goons will kill Ultras. So despite this army looking quite impressive from Trozz, it's really not that impressive without Swarm. And even with Swarm, there's just so many fucking Reavers from Rekrul that... I don't know, I don't know how you kill these bases without Guardians, honestly. Without Guardians or just a lot of Swarm. And even then, you know, Rekrul has just so many Reavers that he can bring over at a moment's notice. He's going to have to here. The Ultras are assaulting the bottom left base. But they're dying really easily because Cannon Reaver without Swarm just wrecks everything. I mean...
And here's even 6 more Reavers to...
Oh my god! It's like, sup?
Just to add insult to it.
Oh my god, Trozz, what the fuck?
Oh
on the
god,
plus
I've
side,
never
it seems
seen
like
so many
our...
simultaneous scarabs in my life.
It seems like our replays are slowly aligning now.
Oh, really?
On mine, he never bought Reavers, and on yours, he soon won't have... Or sorry, he never bought Ultras. On yours, he soon won't have any left.
Ah,
so, you know,
fair enough.
that.
But man, Trozz, like, you know how I was like, oh, you know, Trozz has got this. I'm such an idiot. Like, why would I count Rekrul out? I'm just a dumbass. So anyone... You know, I'll edit this later. I'll, like, edit out the bit where I was, like, doubting Rekrul could win this game.
Put a really shoddy voice over it.
He's totally gonna win this anyway. Yeah.
Rekrul is a genius.
Bow down to the Steveman. No. Alright. If anyone didn't know, Steveman got banned. It was Light Whip, apparently. I don't know how Folon found out, but he fucking banned him. Wow, a bunch of Archons coming up now for Rekrul. So it's gonna be Archon, Goon, Reaver, and like that's fucking deadly as shit against anything, really.
Everything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Zerg can make at this point. And the Greatest Spy finally is making. And there's no Sares out for Rekrul, so he's gonna have to rely on Storm to kill off any Guardians. Storm and Goons, but Goons are pretty fucking clumsy, so if you get the Guardians in a good spot...
On my display, Rekrul has like 6 Corsairs ready to go. Like, he's in great shape. He's looked after.
Oh.
This Greater Spire is going to do nothing.
Yeah, no, there's literally no Sares left on ours.
Well, Trozz just maxed out some Defilers, so that can't be terrible for him. And he does have a Greater Spire on the way. And Rekrul doesn't look like he's pushing out at the moment.
As you say that...
Yeah, just as you say that, even on mine.
He's
moving out with his whole army, which is
nearly maxed. Ultimate Protoss composition.
Oh my god. Well, he doesn't really have that much Storm though, which I guess could be a problem, but here comes the Swarm attack on the top left, and there's only one Reaver there. And looks like, yeah, he's able to take that out, and now this top left base is probably going to die. At the same time, it's pretty much entirely mined out. I don't think Rekrul actually cares about it. And he's just going to use this opportunity to basically flank around behind. He's not even picking up the majority of his Reavers. Just letting them crawl across the map. She's not picking up any of them. He literally just put them in his control groups in 1A, 2A, 3A. and he's just going to wait for them to crawl over. And that's fine, you know, actually. I mean, you run the risk when you micro Reavers that Scourge will literally... Oh my god, Plague! Holy fuck. Ooh. He just got like 2/3 of the goons there with this, like, I guess 2 Plagues, I guess? It couldn't just be 1, right? Oh my god, but he's moving up now with these Plagued units, but there's so many Reavers coming behind that it's going to be really tough for Trozz to actually kill this army. Even though the massive Plague went off. And there's lots of Archons to buff it here as well, although they are dropping down. Observers get taken out, but there's no locus anyway, it doesn't even matter. And the flank coming in from behind, finding the Reavers, but unfortunately when you find Reavers, they tend to kill you. Which is what has just happened here. Storm's going off in the top middle. And is Trozz just about to lose? Is that...
he's not in great shape on mine. He flanked with a single Zergling and got hit by 4 Scarabs, and then just instantly died. And the Reavers then killed the hatchery, and then they killed the larva.
Oh, okay.
He still has a few queens sitting around. They all have energy. That's good.
Can you
broodling Reavers? I don't think so. I think they're robotic.
But you can broodling tanks, so I assume you can broodling Reavers, right?
But tanks really have men inside. Reavers are just like robots.
Oh, that's a good point. I actually don't know. I literally don't know. In the meantime, Rekrul has cannon rushed a base at the bottom middle, and has 6 DTs kind of defending it. They've been parasited by Trozz, who seems like not really using the queens to their potential, just using them for parasite, which I don't think Rekrul really gives a shit.
If you parasite a DT, can you see
that? I don't know.
Oh wow.
Maybe. I
on mine,
so.
Rekrul has just cannon rushed the 6 o'clock and killed the hatchery with a cannon off the tree.
What? Oh no, that's happened on him.
Yeah, that's real.
That's sane. Okay.
See, this is the problem with Rekrul games. Is you're just like, well, that must be the bugged replay.
Reavers just found.
Oh god.
Of drones.
Oh god. The massacre.
Oh, that happened on mine too.
That's gotta be it. That was everything Trozz had left.
Rekrul is a fucking hero. Can I just say that? Jesus Christ.
So Rekrul is gonna go undefeated?
I guess so, man. Oh my god.
Well, unless Trozz is able to pull a Rekrul.
But he's not Rekrul. You know, Ultralisk coming in here, but like, there's like 5 Reavers, 6 Reavers just walking across, like literally have just walked across the map from Rekrul's bases. And like, they don't take shit from nobody except Guardians. And like, there's no fucking Guardians, so you know, take from that what you will. The DTs finally get cleaned up, and
they do, but he loses another patch of drones. Just everything's spiraling out at this point.
DTs, are they permanently decloaked, or can you just see their vision but you can't see them?
I assume so. I don't actually know because I've never played someone who
can see them. You can right-click them. So,
well, no, if you parasite something, you just gain its vision.
Rekrul, I mean, Trozz is doing like BM Queen Micro there, and GG. Rekrul, despite dying at the start, just won the game. So
I am staggered.
I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Rekrul 6-0 in style. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
he went 1-2 base, a few cannons, scouts with +1 air attack, lost his natural, and then won the game to a 3 base Zerg. I don't even know. Like, I don't. Yeah, I don't have any words to describe what the fuck just happened, but it happened, man. It happened.
I'm so sorry I doubted him.
So am I. Really.
Because he did tell me he was gonna ruin his group, and here we are with him.
He had 4 scouts and a cannon, and then stuff just happens, and
I can't believe you had another bugged replay too. Like, seriously, what the fuck? I can't believe you had another bugged replay. How does this always happen?
Bugged replay is one of my favorite things about Brood War.
But how? I don't understand how you managed to always have a broken replay. Like,
Sale was the one who pointed it out when it happened the first time. He said, I think that might be more common if you're not playing in Windows. And I can only imagine that when he said more common, he meant people who play Brood War outside Windows who watch replays might report it more often. But for some reason it didn't occur to me, how many people are there who are running ancient versions of macOS rather than just emulating Windows.
That's a good
to
point.
play Brood War kind of for 6 hours a week. Like, it's... I can only imagine I'm either one of 2 people on Earth or the only one who this